The greatest among us don't always feel so. They are the ones who don't mind taking
Morning,
difficult first.
Morning.
Daddy, leo tunakunywa pasta.
Leo lazima pasta. Najua unaipenda pasta, tunaikunywa.
Hii vitamin A na D inamaanisha?
Vitamin A inamaanisha inakupea nguvu, inakupea werevu wa kupita mtihani. Na vitamin D inakupatia nguvu ya kucheza na wanafunzi hao wengine.
Napenda maziwa ya pasta.
They take time to enjoy the little moments with us.
Haya, sawa. Tuende sasa. Nasikia gari yenu ya shule
Holding
imefika.
our
Tuende
hands
sasa
for a
shule.
short
Sawa.
while, but our hearts
Pasta. Sawa, pasta. Tutoke.
Pasture. Refresh your life.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to our Youth Arena show with me, Robin Munene. Today we are discussing about talent and education. This is where we talk about how you combine between education and your talent. Talk to us through our SMS number 22333 and also on our social media platforms. That's on Twitter at NIBS TV Kenya and also on our Facebook page, that's NIBS TV, and also in our Instagram page, that's NIBS TV Kenya. Also don't forget to use the hashtag, that is Youth Arena Show. So today I am privileged to have a guest who is the Mr. NIBS 2018-2019, and he is also a modelist. So welcome to our studio, Kareb.
Thank you very much for having me.
So Kareb, who is Kareb? Like our viewers would like to know who is this Kareb that you have in studio today.
Caleb is a humble AKORINO boy, a dream chaser, a go-getter, as well as a son seeking to make his parents proud.
Okay, so thank you for coming to our studios. We are privileged and we are happy to have you. So you have been a model and also a student.
Yeah.
Today our topic is how you combine between education and talent.
Yeah.
So how do you combine the two?
Between the two, as you are taught as you grow up, education is the most important one. So you have, everything that you do, education has to be number one. So you have to plan your time well, work out a routine that you can follow, but don't forget to ensure that education is the key priority.
So how did you find yourself that you became a student, then you started modeling?
Yeah.
So how did you manage to be a model and still a student?
As for me, I model after the classes. For example, if it is on a Monday, I model after classes, which is 5. So I model from 5 to 6 or even 7. So you see the classes do not collide with the choreo sessions.
Yeah.
So I don't
Like combining the two.
keep my hobbies the important one. I follow I ensure that education is the most important one.
Okay, and when did you realize that you can start modeling?
I realized I can model immediately. The Mr. and Mrs. NIBS auditions were announced in the school. That is when I auditioned. I was chosen. I went to the choreo sessions, and I learned to perfect my craft.
Okay, but now when you decide to do your talent, sometimes it becomes hard to break the news to your parents.
Yeah.
When you broke the news to your parents that you want to start to be a model,
Yeah.
how did they react or how did they take it?
My father, he asked me, when did it begin? I told him 3 weeks ago. He asked me, have you been missing any classes? I told him no. So he was like hesitant and he was surprised how am I modeling? And you see the other factor was my religion. So he was like, where will they be? I told him carnival, where there are people who drink and such things.
Yeah, I understand.
So he was like, how will you model and still maintain the core morals we instill in you? So I calmly explained to him that it's my passion. I want to change people's mindsets and such, and he accepted.
So at first your father was like resistant to you pursuing your talent.
Yeah.
So, and your mother, like, how did she take it? Because, in families, most times, our mothers are the ones who, like, make decisions for us. Sometimes, yes, we are able to make our own decisions, but sometimes that influence of the mother sometimes can make you change the decision. How did your mother react to this decision that you made?
My mother, she's very supportive of what I decide on. She was even the one who was consulting my father to accept. She supports me in almost everything I do, so she was very open to the idea, and she has supported me with the far I've come.
So, and now you have talked about the religion and also the values that you are being instilled by your religion. So now when you became a model, how did people in church, how did the religion itself, the people who are concerned about the religion, maybe your pastor, maybe those people are close to you in church, how did they relate with you?
So luckily, we have two models who are close to being perfect, close to being successful. We have Pesha and Mushkin. I don't know if you've seen them in the social media platforms.
Yeah.
So Mushkin is the one who was mentoring me. He was teaching me how to walk. He's also the one who handled the clothes I was to wear in the different categories. So he helped me. He played a great role. So when my bishop in our church, he asked me if I'm sure that is where I want to endeavor into, Mushkina was there to explain to him that I will not lose the standards or values that I have. I will still be the same guy, but just modeling. So you see, I will not lose like my dignity.
Oh, yeah.
So he held my hand, and he has been with me so this far.
Yeah, so now your church took it in the positive way because you went some role models.
Yeah.
But now, sometimes we see, in the religion, in our society today, like AKORINO is not like valued like maybe these other religions.
Yeah.
So maybe people might have seen you like being AKORINO, but you want to engage yourself in modeling. Like you want to move away from those values of the AKORINO.
Totally get you.
And also, these people like view AKORINO like they are rawer a little bit than the others. So did that demotivate you, or
No.
how did you take it?
In fact, that inspired me. That was like the main thing that drove me till now.
Yeah.
I want to change people's mindset. You see, when you're outside there, people they have this mindset that they feel entitled. You have to be like this since you have a cloth on your head.
Yeah.
So see, me, I'm here, despite my young age, I'm here to like, in a small way, change their mindset and show them that we are just normal people like them. The only difference is that I wear a cloth. You wear your crucifix if you are a Catholic.
Yeah.
So the things you can do out there, I can also do. Maybe even be better than you. See, so that never demotivated me in any way. In fact, it motivates me. Yeah.
So to our viewers, you can listen that Caleb is a go-getter, and also he makes the decision that he feels that it's right to him. So now, our point in the society see AKORINO like they can't make it all, they are like exceptional to other people. This is not the way that we should do. As Caleb is saying it, that it should be a way. Maybe you are there, you are AKORINO, and you are feeling like you are down to earth because people are maybe demotivating you, or you're lowering your self-esteem. That should not be the way. So Caleb, as we continue with our interview today, modeling is like it requires some planning, and also it requires finances.
Yeah.
How have you been able to be able to plan yourself and also to get the finances? Maybe for instance, could we say that you have a manager or a sponsor, or it's just for your own?
I will not like mainly call him a manager. I'll just call him a guider. So the one who helps me in getting the clothes that I need is Mushkina, like I earlier mentioned.
Yeah.
And the one who supports my finances is my dad, who I'm really thankful to. Yeah. So those are the only two people. I don't have I'm still in school, so I'm still studying. I'm not in the working class.
So being in school, and because our topic is also education and talent, your father is able to pay for your school fees, and also is able to pay for other modeling services. So that's good. In these days we don't have like fathers who are able to support our talent.
Yeah.
And they say the moment nimekulipia fees, ni hivyo, hiyo imeisha, wewe hiyo ingine jipange. Lakini for this one, I see your father is just a good one.
Yeah, it's in fact humbling, and I'm very grateful to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, could we say that you have a role model? Like, do you have any role model that inspires you in this? Like for modeling, you know, we have like the Miss World, we have Miss Kenya, Miss Tourism. Could we say that you have like a person who inspires you in that?
In the international sector, I'll say Miss World this year. She's from Philippines.
Yeah.
See, Philippines, it's a very humble place. It's like, yes, I think it's a third world country, if not second world. So see, coming from such a humble beginning to being the Miss World, that is very encouraging. So that's one person. Moshkine is also a very great mentor. You see, he was the first guy to like go all in this way. AKORINO being like a very tough religion to venture into such a field. So see, Moshkina is also a great mentor because he was brave enough to set the pace for us, as well as Pesh. She's also a model, though she's female. So those three people, they currently really inspire me and motivate me.
So now, let's talk about now the Mr. and Miss NIBS, which happened last year, 2018. So now you are there performing, you have done a lot. You had people who are greatly doing the modeling, maybe people who want experience in fashions and designs, but now you won. How did you at first, how did you get the news when you are there being announced as the winner? How did you feel it?
Honestly, I'll tell you that if you are me for that day, you will think that you're dreaming. You see, these lights you're seeing here, they don't strike like that moment, they strike later on. So you see, it hit me like the following day that, hey, really I'm the minister. So at that very moment, I was not really believing it because everyone in the crowd was like screaming my name. Seriously, I'm just a boy who like went for that, was brave enough to go for his.
And you had told us that you started it when it was just announced, so you had no experience, like you are not modeled before, and now you are there being called as the winner. Yet in the same stage, you had people who had modeled before, you had people who had experience, so it just came like a news to you, like you never expected it.
But all in all, it was very humbling because the ones that, the first runners-up, he was very supportive. I can't remember his name, but he was very supportive. Even when I won, in the backstage, he was like, hey, congrats, man. You've come a long way. So you see, that joy that people are showing me, despite me defeating them, it was very humbling because they were open to me being the minister, and they were very happy for me and sharing my joy with me. Yeah.
So, and also in this day, you are able to see your mother being there, praying for you, being happy in this day. Like now, she's an AKORINO, but again, she also came to the contest. How did you feel that support from the mother? Could we say that that was also one of the reasons that made you win for this contest?
Yeah, if you view that clip very closely, when we walked in for the first category, which was the introduction part, when we were all wearing white.
Yeah.
You could see in my eye, I shed a tear or two. So she was there screaming my name. All that she was doing, it really like motivated me. I was like, Caleb, even if you not get the thing, at least you have your mom who has your back there. So that really motivated me. Like I earlier on said, my mom is very supportive. She's open to the things that I decide on doing. If they are wrong, she corrects me and I adhere to them. But my mom is very supportive. That's all I can say. And it's very humbling.
Okay, our viewers, we hope that we have such mothers in our society today, because for once we are hearing that a mother can go to support his kid in a contest where maybe people believe or think that in crowds some AKORINO cannot get there because of their religion. But now in this case, we are seeing a mother going to support his son in such a place, and that's also very inspiring. So our viewers, continue sending your SMS and also your tweet. I can see they are coming in large numbers here, but we shall be able to view them as we come from the break. For now, we are going for a short commercial break, and when we shall get back, we shall be able to know how has modeling been able to assist Caleb, how does he advise those people in the society that want to be models. Also, we shall discuss a lot here. This is the Youth Arena Show with me, Robin Munene, and today our topic as I had told you earlier, is about education and talent. That's how you combine between education with your talent. So please, as we go for a short commercial break, don't go too far.
Give your fresh ideas a kickstart today with the new Nescafe 3-in-1. The perfect blend of coffee, creamer, and sugar. All in one pack.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to our Youth Arena show with me, Robin Munene. Today we are discussing about talent and education. This is where, welcome back. This is the Youth Arena show with me, Robin Munene, and as I told you in the first segment, we are discussing about education and talent. This is how your talent, how you combine your talent with your education. And if you are joining us this time, today in studio we have Joe Kareb, who is the Mr. NIBS 2018 to 2019. We have been able to discuss a lot, and now before we continue with our interview, I get to read some of your questions which are coming in here. I can see Maureen Drango is tweeting and he is asking, what do you do when you are free? Like, what are your hobbies?
My hobbies are I swim a lot. I'm a great swimmer.
Okay.
In my room I sing, I dance. I help my mom during the chores. I do a lot.
You do a lot.
I ride the bicycle.
Okay, I can see another tweet from Alex Kimani. Alex Kimani is asking, are you alone in your family? That you have not told us, like, do you have sisters or brothers?
Oh, I have one sister. She's in Form 3. I'm a Hanaim. And then we have my father and my mother. We are 4.
Okay, now that you have a sister,
Yeah.
would you also like to mentor her to be in modeling? Because these days we are seeing that in most cases modeling is it's influencing more ladies than gents.
Yeah, my sister, I'd love her to venture into modeling, but she's a nerd, man. She's a nerd. She likes studying a lot.
Yeah. So she can't have that time.
Yeah.
Okay, as we read now, let's get to see some of the SMS that are coming in here. I can see Rusi is asking, do you have a girlfriend?
Right now, I have my priority set, if I can say that. So, man, I'm not dating. I'm okay the way I am.
But
The time will come. The time will come.
You know, for modeling, like for those people who are into modeling, like we have seen them on the social media, they like engaging a lot with, like, being in relationships. Why do you decide to be like exceptional?
The reason as to why I don't date, as for me, my friends, they have like a lot of, do I say, scenarios in which their ex-girlfriends, they like, they like to get back at them. See, so me, I avoid such circumstances.
Yeah.
So I'm okay, man. But I have a lot of girls who are friends. So I'm okay.
Okay, let's get to read the last question here. I'm Magda, watching from Westerns. I love the show and more so the guests. It's lit. Okay, thank you, Magda. I can also see Caro. Caro is watching from Dika. Dika is where you come from.
Yeah.
So Caro is watching and she's saying that the show is lit. I like the Mr. NIBS today in the studio.
Thank you
And
for
also the topic is encouraging. So keep watching, keep sending your tweets and also your SMS. We shall also get to read them as we conclude the show. But for now, we are talking about education and talent. And now, after you are crowned being the Mr. NIBS, did it in any way affect your studies, or did it in any way, as in affecting in positive or in negative way? Did it in any way affect your studies?
In the positive way, it did, because I don't know if I was to mention this earlier or later.
Yeah.
For example, I organized days where we can go and visit certain children's home. So when we go, obviously, you're in the journalism department, we go and film that session. So you get to learn the shots we take there, the directing part. So I get to learn. That's a positive way. The negative way, I don't think it has, because if I could say it has, it's maybe staying late in school, planning for things with the teachers. So that is not as far negative. Yeah.
So you have told us like the being Mr. Needs has helped you to be able to organize events. So like which events have you organized so far? Where have you gone? Some you can sample a few.
I'll sample like two. I personally like to give back to the society because in as much as you are born with the things you are born with, there's a kid somewhere who was not as privileged as you are.
Yeah.
So me, I like to give that kid the same opportunity that I had in order for him to be successful. So the part where I see best is to visit the children's home. So currently we have gone to one. It was called Upendo Children's Home. We went there with the different departments like cosmetology. We did their hair, we did their nails, we cooked for them, we showed them a lot of love. So you see, we showed that child that there's still someone in this world who cares for him or her. So that was the first one. The other part which I organized in our school back in Thika. I came up with the clubs that are not there. For example, I coordinated how we will start debate sessions, which are still ongoing. We put suggestion boxes and such things. And currently, we are also planning on going to another children's home in Kiandu to Thika. I don't know if you know that place. It's called Mapenzi Children's Home, and it's on the 24th.
On
You're very
24th.
much invited. Yeah.
So
and people back there, they can also donate towards the success of that.
you
event.
can invite our viewers and
Yeah.
tell them to support you in that event.
Yeah.
So now you have been going for those events, but now you are the Mr. Needs
Yeah.
for the 4 campuses. That is the Thika Road campus, Ongata Rongai, and also Nairobi.
Yeah.
How has the impact of you being Mr. Needs has also been felt in the other campuses? How has it been felt?
Currently, I don't think if it really has, but this one that we are going to, Mapenzi Children's Home,
Yeah.
we have invited this campus as well as Nairobi. So if anyone is open on that day, they can attend. The other things that I've done, they are mainly for our school, because our school is not as it was still new when I was crowned.
Yeah.
So you people like in this campus, you had the things that we lacked. So I focused on it first before I came to you guys. So you see, the impact is more on the campus on Thika because it was new.
But we are also feeling it
Yeah.
having you in studio today.
Yeah.
We can also say we are feeling the impact.
Yeah.
Also, now, thank you for that. Thank you even for the way you have been going to the children's home. That's really good and amazing. Now, let's talk about how did it get to that. Now you became the Mr. Needs.
Yeah.
Then your mother was there supporting you, and also your friends. Now there are these other people whom you defeated. How did they react now that you won and they didn't won? Like, did they congratulate you? Well, these days, like us youth, we have a problem where if you, my brother, succeeds,
Yeah.
I feel it like I get jealous.
Yeah.
So how did those who you went with react?
Honestly, I'm a very friendly person.
Yeah.
So from the minute we came for the chorus sessions, I got to know them. We got to share moments which are very joyful. So we knew each other such that if I asked you for to teach me a certain step, you could teach me. So you see, if I knew it, it was because of you. So the guys, after I won, they were very they shared the joy with me. They were very excited for me. They congratulated me. They told me I fought a good race. I won, and they were very open. There was no one among the 8 who made it. No one was like, hey, he doesn't deserve it. All of them were, hey, Caleb, congratulations, you deserve it and such.
And what is it that you did exceptional other than other people that made you like one? Like which, like, could we say it's like a category or it's answering of questions? What is it that made you win than compared to others?
The first thing I'd say is maybe me being a AKORINO is one of them.
Yeah, you are like exceptional. You are the only one.
The other part, if I can remember well, it's the category of I don't know if it's profession. I was a mechanical engineer. So instead of just walking in the runway, I did the steps, but when I was going to conclude, I did the act that mechanics do. Yeah,
I saw
so that was that part. The other thing was my speech. I tend to believe it was not as bad as it was, but it drove the point home. So those three parts, I think they were exemption only.
Okay. So now that we could say that one is it was the reason as to why you won or why you got many marks compared to others. Now let's talk also again about education and how has this affected.
Yeah.
We also have the Miss NIBS, who is again not from your same campus that you are with. Do you communicate with her? Like, do you make plans on how you'll change the campus, or what do you do?
Yeah, immediately we won. We did a piece with Mr. Jackson. We did photo sessions. We also like a few days later, we talked on how we can better the campuses, and that's why we discussed the different clubs we can bring. So I told her, you can come up with the clubs that are missing in your campus, and I'll come up with the clubs that are missing in mine. And that's how we plan the clubs to come up. Normally we communicate, we ask each other how we are faring. The love is still alive.
Okay, now I ask you the next question, could we say that there are some challenges which are being attached now to this crown that you got? Do you have any challenges which affects you, or everything is okay?
Yeah, there are challenges, man. There are challenges. The first thing, you have to fit the shoes you're given. You cannot be given a shoe that is number 9, and your leg is number 8.
Number 8, yeah.
So you must fill the space that is remaining. So there's that pressure from even teachers who like tell me, hey, Caleb, what are you doing? It's been a week. What have you done? Have you attended any interviews? Have you planned anything new? How are people? Do people still know you are around? So see the shoes, fitting the shoes you're given. It's a very big challenge. The other part is, personally, I ask myself, have I like touched a soul? Have I helped someone? So I motivate myself to help someone. That is my main goal. You see, the other thing, no, those are the two ones. Yeah.
So like your main challenge is like you having that urge to help someone, and when you have not done that, you feel like it's a challenge or a burden to you. Now that you are the Mr. NIBS, and you have been going to this children's home where the society is feeling you, do you think like modeling can be able to change the mentality that people have towards modeling and also towards fashion? You know, like nowadays we have fashion where you can say like it's in the recent past where you have seen my dress, my choice, and it also comes from fashions. So could you say that the fact that you are going to children's home and also in the society, will you be able to change the mentality of people in the way through which they are able to see the modeling?
Personally, like you've seen me, I've not like removed my turban.
Yeah.
So I've not lost my values or my dignity.
Yes.
So the perception that people have that modeling can change who you are, people should not like be stiff to only believing in that one idea. People are different. In as much as you do as you wish, you can also do as you're supposed to do. See, so modeling does not like make you a bad person. It is only a platform that gives you exposure towards your success. So modeling, it also like gives you the ground where you can like achieve your goals, where like you can help someone else since you have a given title. So modeling, as for me, it's a very good platform.
Okay, so as you told us that you became a model when it was announced in school, right? After now you became the Mr. NIBS. Have you performed in any other contests of modeling?
The first one I performed was in regards to our church, which again I won. But the other one, I am performing in Mr. Environment Kiambu, where we have, so we have Mr. Environment Machakos, we have Mombasa. So now it is in Kiambu. So I'm contesting. Guys out there, kindly buy tickets from me. we have the single tickets going at 150, couple tickets going at 200, VIP going at 500, and as well as VVIP tickets going at 1,000. It's on the 31st of this month on Ananas Mall. So I'm hoping for the best. Come support our brother.
Okay, so viewers, as you have had, Mr. Kareb is inviting you to go and attend the Mr. Environment Kiambu County. So now, as we are concluding the show, I can see my director is telling me that we are almost out of time. What advice would you give to students who want to be modeling? Like for this year, we shall be having another Mr. NIBS, and now you'll be the one who is leaving the mantle to another person. How do you advise those people who want to perform in modeling?
Guys, go for what you love doing. Don't let any obstacle hinder you from getting that which you believe in. Despite of who you are, the background, who you believe you are doesn't define who you will be in future. So try to get your dreams, motivate yourself, and I believe that eventually you will be who you are, who you want to be.
Okay, so in my last question, last two questions, I have last two questions. What is your greatest moment in modeling? Like, what was that moment that you felt, hey, yes, man, these have made it? What was that great moment?
There are always two moments in modeling. The first moment is where you're in the runway, people are cheering for you. And the other moment, which is the greatest one, is when you win, if you get lucky enough to win. So those two moments are the best ones, being on the runway, seeing guys having all their eyes on you for the moment when you're there, and then winning eventually.
Okay, so as now we conclude, I want to give you some time. Maybe you can tell our viewers where to follow you on IG, on social media platforms. And also you tell us, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time to come?
So guys, you can follow me on Instagram at @thecaleb, that's THEE.caleb. On Facebook, I'm Joe Caleb. On Twitter, it's Joe Caleb. And as well as, is there anything else? No. Snapchat, it's the Caleb. The last question was?
The last question was like, where do you see yourself?
Where I see myself in 5 years? I see myself in a successful agency, doing what I love most, and mainly earning and benefiting from it, and as well as helping others.
Okay, thank you. That has been Joe Kareb, who has been with us here in the studio. So guys, that has been Joe Kareb, who has been with us in studio today, and we are saying thank you for watching, thank you for sending your SMS. I can see the tweets are continuing to are coming in large numbers here at our social media platforms. I can see Asunta Wangari is watching from Kiambu, and she's saying that the show is great. I like it today, Robin. I can also see there is Morris Waweru. Morris Waweru is from Nyandarua County, and Morris is saying, hey, I have liked the show, and I would like also to be a model someday. Okay, Morris, you have all what it takes for you to be a model. I can also see for the last tweet here that is coming in, I can see Julia Siego. Julia Siego is from Kakamega, and Julia Siego is saying that the show is lit. Kareb Manze is talking it real. For the society to change what is happening with AKORINO, it encourage people like Kareb. So thank you, our viewers, for keeping it rock here at NIBS TV. I was your host, Robin Munene. Until next time, same place, same time. Bye-bye.
Sawa basi.
Mtembezi.
Tufanye hivi basi.
Umalizi.
Wacha nikitoka shule nitakupigia. Ndio tujue vile tutafanya.
Si umeongea for long. Kwani credo iko inaisha? Aki imagine sijalipa school fees na sina credo.
Na sipigie mama simu.
Sina credit itatosha kupiga.
Kwani uko na credit ya pesa ngapi?
30 bob.
30 bob. Kwani hujasikia?
Nini?
Hujasikia?
Nini?
Double credo.
Double credo?
Double credo.
Hiyo ni?
Unaweka credit alafu una double inakuja twice. Finya star 444 star 0 hash then call.
Asante.
Twanga star 440 hash uchague ofa uongee mara 2 zaidi kwa network Safaricom, nawe kila wakati.